Hi, nice to meet you. Good afternoon. My name is Arthur. I work for Cartoon Network. I'm the regional senior digital manager. That's a fancy thing to say, but I basically work on the content team in Cartoon Network, basically creating content for digital. I'm a gamer, I'm a designer, I graduated in design. I'm a YouTuber as well. My channel has an impressive number of 12 followers, 12 subscribers, so that's fancy for me. And just to talk a little bit of what we do and what is Cartoon Network. So this is Cartoon Network. We are not a TV channel, we're a strong brand, and we are working with a lot of different platforms. We have the TV channel. The TV channel has been existing for more than 20 years. So this is the #1 thing that we do. We are #1 in ratings with kids, and this is important for us. We do work a lot with site, games, applications, digital, social media, so this is huge for us. This has been huge for more than 15 years. The Cartoon Network's website, when I was a kid, like 25, 30 years ago, I used to enter, not 30, maybe a little bit less, but I used to enter on the Cartoon Network website and I used to play games. We started building games from, at least when I was growing up, I was playing already the Cartoon Network game, so this was really important for us from the beginning. And we do have also a strong licensing and live events and other stuff that we do on Cartoon Network as well, so this is a little bit of who we are and what we do. So I'm going to talk about some of the learnings of like building apps and games from the past 5 or 6 years. So this is something of what we came across and some of the stuff that we realized it was important, and I wanted to point out like in a top 10 list of things that we learn by developing our games and our apps, and we learn from our audience and we learn from our fan base. And this is the most important thing that you need to understand. Whenever you're talking about user acquisition or user engagement, the first thing that you need to do is actually listening to your audience and understanding what they are asking and how they are asking. So, first of all, I cannot express the importance of your content. I mean, content is the #1 thing you have to look at whenever you're developing an idea, creating an idea, developing a game. You should consider your content and how you're working with the content. I mean, the gameplay is key. I mean, if you're developing a game, please take a look at the gameplay. How does it work? How kids play with the gameplay? This is really important, and this actually will show up in the later stage. If you don't prepare your gameplay to be fun in the beginning and the end stage, it won't work. So this is specifically to cartoon. I mean, our IPs, they are everywhere. They are on games, they are on TV, they are on licensing, they are on live events. So this is how we do. We tend to work on a bigger storytelling approach. So what happened with this is that gaming is a part of that IP, of that intellectual property. So we try to expand the storytelling approach. So you will learn some key things from the game. Playing the game and watching the series, you will learn some new things. And this is something that actually changed within Cartoon Network. Usually, digital was separated from content. So the studios in LA that develop all of our shows, they were separated from digital. So what happened is that we simply merged together. So right now, digital is part of content and digital is seen as content. So we work closely together with the studios to actually create and develop games and create idea, and the storytelling is a big part of this. So a lot of our games are actually being worked by the same script writers that work with the TV show. So in this way, you are sure that you are working on something that makes sense for the audience and it connects with your brand ID. So this is really important. Again, content is also understanding what your kids like. So look at the kids, look at what they watch, what they play, understand what they consume so you can apply and learn from that whenever you're producing any of your apps and whenever you're working with content. So if you're working on a title that has too much text, maybe that's not something that a younger kid would like. Maybe you need to understand how they're consuming that before planning that into your game, so you're not caught in surprise. We don't want to have like a huge story because we know that gameplay is more important. So this is also important to evaluate whenever you're creating your game. So please always check on what kids are doing. So this is an example that I like to point out. This is Steven Attack the Light. This is actually an app that was released in 2015. This was an app that it is one of our greatest apps. We worked with the show crew to develop the app. Not only the story was created by the show team, the same script writers, but the full aspect of the app was developed by the art team from the studios in LA. So what you were doing was like, okay, let's take a look to be sure that this app and this game communicates to what Steven truly is. And whenever this happens, it's really fun to just go through the comments on the store and just realize that people are really commenting like, hey, this app feels like an episode of the show, and this is amazing for us, and this is part of like working together, and this is the results that we have. So this is something that it's really important, like content-wise. The second thing that I would say that it's really important, and sometimes I feel like in the past maybe we forgot sometimes, but you're working with kids, so you need to think as a parent and thinking as a kid at the same time. So you cannot propose an app that has something that a parent might not like. So for instance, at one point we already, it would be nice to have more social appeal. Let's place Facebook, like a Facebook plugin, so people can share the app on Facebook. But when you start to think on that, it's really delicate the way that you need to work with your content, so you're not pushing kids to some place that they are not supposed to be, or pushing kids to a place that parents wouldn't like that kid should be. Sometimes the kids are there, we see some research and kids are saying, no, I'm there, my parent doesn't know, I'm accessing Facebook, I have an account. But what happens is that they're going against their parents, and we need to think with the parents' head. I mean, if the parents doesn't like it, we shouldn't do it as well. So we need to come up with a good balance and understand what we can do and what we can offer. So we are not delivering something that's not harmful for either the kid or the parents, and that's why this is a strong point, because I think sometimes we completely forget about this. I mean, we're working with kids, so how should you play? How should you place your in-app purchase content? I mean, again, you're working with kids, so sometimes we receive some news like, kid spends like, I don't know, $5,000 on an app, so that's not really good. So you have to really balance, and again, think as a parent, think as a kid, and see how you're demonstrating that inside your game. So, and I can go on. I mean, there's like, for instance, if you're launching your game on US, you have like COPA, which is like legal, that has some restrictions with kids and how you collect information from kids. So this is really sensitive information that you need to consider whenever you're producing an app for a kid. So number 3, I mean, how does your game stand out? I mean, looking at it the App Store, looking at all the games, looking at with the games that are training up, how you are separating your games from what is already launched. We in Cartoon, we never simply, okay, Flappy Birds is okay, doing amazing. Let's just create a Flappy Birds with a cartoon character. That's not how we play it. That's not how we sell our games, and that's not how we envision the creation of content and gaming. So what we usually do is actually thinking a little bit more. Okay, so Flappy Birds is something that works. How can we learn from that? What are the things that kids are addicted to? How can we evolve that and add a new thing inside of our game? So how can we innovate on something that was already launched? So this is number 3, because it's part of the Cartoon Network DNA, which is innovation. I mean, if we take a little bit from the previous talk, I mean, we were learning about kids' curiosity. So this is important for us as well, which is actually bringing some new stuff so that the kid can actually have something new to iterate and to learn from. So it's not simply a copy from another game. So this is another thing that is really important. And we learn a lot from this, is that iteration. I mean, once you have a game project, from the day 1 to, I don't know, day 5, day 10, day 100, the games keeps on changing. I mean, you learn a lot from playtesting. So you playtest with a kid, and you simply understand that something that you imagine like, oh, this is just like a side part of the app. Suddenly, that's the thing that you need to focus your efforts on, because this is the thing that it's playing the most and kids are enjoying the most. So your game constantly changes, and the project will never be the same, because it keeps on evolving and it keeps on evolving and changing. So this is an example that we did as well. This is Adventure Time Game Wizard. This is a game that we released in 2013, if I'm not mistaken. And this evolved innovation in so many ways. I mean, it was like a platformer, think on a Mario, but the big change to this game is that you could actually create your own game on paper. So you could draw your levels, and you could scan your levels through the cell phone, and that level would be written by the app, and you could play the game on your own level, and kids could create a vast majority of levels. You could play with other levels created by other kids. And the way that you created the level as well was like really simple. You didn't have to draw a lot, but the app understood like signals. So if you design like a plus sign on a sheet of paper, it would understand like, okay, this plus sign is a coin. So it would read that and it would throw that in the app. So for us, this is something that was like really cool, because it was actually uniting something. Again, when I was a kid, I used to love to do that, which was basically drawing. And we are trying to unite something that kids like to do live and something that they like to do on digital. So this was something that was really important for us, and it had like a huge UGC opportunity. So for us, this was really cool as well, because you could share what we were doing. It's not a social media, but inside the app, you could actually see that other people were playing. You could like other people levels. So this was good as well. Kids love to play and like stuff. So this for us enabled other things that were really positive for us as well. Number 4, localization. Localization, working with kids, it's a must. A must. I mean, this we learned this the hard way. Sometimes we do develop all the apps generated by Cartoon. They are worked like globally. So we release an app in every single region, like LATAM. We work in the US, MEA, which is Europe and Asia. So for us, what we understand from this is that whenever we were like, okay, let's try to launch this game in English. You know, like it's a simple game. Maybe it won't damage a lot. But what we learned from this, whenever we launched a game in English, it might be like really little text, but that little text makes the difference, and people would complain like, hey, this game is not in my language, this game is not in Portuguese, this game is not in Chinese, this game is not in Japanese. So for us, localization is really important, because kids like that and the parents like that. And not only, if you think on even going back like on TV trends, you might hear in Brazil, this is like really common, so you might think like, most of the movie channels, at one point, they were all simply dubbing all their movies. So this is a trend not only for kids, this is a trend for adults as well. Everyone likes to read, and they feel comfortable to hear in their original language. So this is a trend, and whenever people ask me like, oh no, but how come the TV channel changed from English subtitles and to Portuguese? This is crazy, I love English. But whenever you look at the ratings actually improved after we did that. And the same applies to apps, and the same applies to everything that we do in digital. So whenever we work with the local language, we get much more better results. So this is a important thing to understand. And right now, this is a huge gaming market trend. I mean, whenever you see any game right now, they are being translated. If you think on the big titles on a PlayStation Store, for instance, they are being translated to Portuguese. They have Portuguese voiceover. So this is really important for us. So an example was Card Wars. Card Wars was a huge app with, I mean, it's one of our biggest apps. So it had a lot of text. I mean, it was massive text. I mean, think on a card game with more than, I don't know, 1,000 cards. So at one point, we released a single patch with new cards that didn't have like all the translations on the cards. And we were like, on the comments everywhere, what happened? The app is bugged. It's showing me English text. So we went back and we saw that some some cards were in English and we translated it, and that made a difference. People were like, oh no, now they heard us, now it's in Portuguese, now it's okay. So this is something that's really, really important to understand, and yes, it does make a difference. So you have to understand the game life cycle as well. It's not like, okay, day one, I launched the app, okay, I'm done. I already released it. Oof, I can just rest and move on to the next thing I'm going to do. That's not how we see our apps. I mean, we see our apps as constantly evolving. So what happens on day one, that's day one. I mean, you had all the development of the app, but day one is day one for the life cycle of the app. So you need to look at the app and you need to evolve the app. So, okay, I see like in 30 days, the comments are that this thing is broken. Okay, let's fix it. Oh, people are saying the game is too short. Okay, let's change it and add new levels. So you have to understand that this is important and this will help push your app up. So you cannot miss this. What we do as well, and what is really important, is also adding like relevant content from different seasons. So let's say right now it's Halloween. Okay, let's produce a special package for Halloween with special Halloween content, so kids can have something that they relate that is happening with their life at that same time. So Halloween is a topic for them. I'm sure that if we have Halloween costumes inside an app, a kid will love to see that and to have that. So this is really important for us, and you can think on any different, like in Brazil, you can think like, okay, Carnaval is something really important, okay, maybe we should do and we could do, and development of, I don't know, like some Carnival themed stuff for your app, and that will show the difference and that will be pushed up again. So that's really important. Like the app icon, this is something that we always talk. I mean, I was like in this morning, people were talking the importance of the app icon and testing it and understanding it and looking at our audience and changing it. And that goes through iteration and learn from what you're getting. And also the app icon. So if you're having a Halloween, maybe you can change your app icon to a pumpkin or something that has to do with Halloween. So the kids can understand, okay, this is Halloween. I'm living Halloween, so this is cool for me. So here is another example. Teeny Titans is a game that goes really into the Cartoon Network DNA. It makes a lot of fun of this kind of games that are like Disney Infinity, you know, like live toys, and this is a game that's mixed that with Pokemon, and we are just making a huge fun out of this. So what we did with this app is actually, you had a lot of different figurines to collect, and this is one of our apps that is still training right now. We launched for more than 6 months, and it's still performing really good for us. And on Halloween, for instance, we released new collectibles that had to do with Halloween. The game had Halloween all around it. So for us, it was like a nice update. It had all to do with what was happening at the time. We also updated, I mean, we had the new, not Batman movie, but the new Batman movie, I don't know the naming, the Suicide Squad. So for us, I mean, there were characters in the movie that we could include. It was around the same time, so we included that. So Harley Quinn was there. So I mean, we also looked at what was happening in a stronger angle, and for us, this matched perfectly with what was happening outside. And for us, this also showed the results. Number 6, maintain and nurture your fan base. I mean, again, this is something that it's really, I can say on our end, it's like a huge work, but you need to constantly look at what people are saying about your app. You have to answer to comments on the store. This morning, Google was also saying the benefits that you have whenever you're addressing to comments and reviews. So people are reviewing your app and you're constantly checking and you're being sure that, okay, someone reported a bug. I'm being sure that I'll fix it. I'll see if it's true or not. And you can also answer, and you should always answer the users. So you get a feedback, and that should drive the ratings of your store higher up, and this will get you better results in the end. So social media, again, it's not something that we push for it, but social media, sometimes we search for it. So even though we are not like 100% giving away our stuff on social media, we are reading through social media to see like, what are the trends, what people are saying. We are looking at PR, we are looking at what the media is saying about our game. We're looking at YouTubers. Sometimes we get insights from YouTubers that are just commenting on our game, and they're commenting like, hey, I like this, I don't like this. We're reading through the comments and seeing the comments and what people are saying about it. So all of this empowers our understanding of our fans and what they want. And this also empowers us sometimes with trends and stuff that sometimes we didn't even imagine. But someone might say like, hey, I really love this game. Imagine a version 2 where you added this, this, and that. So we can read some trends and we can translate these trends later on to other different games, or just for us to evolve on something. So again, this is really, really, really important, and I cannot stress the importance of this slide. And here's an example. This was actually not an app, but this was more to promote Powerpuff Girls. We were relaunching the Powerpuff Girls this year, and it was important for us to talk about it. And I mean, we have a huge fan base that are like older people, because Powerpuff Girls is more than 20 years. So we wanted to communicate with an older audience that loved the show. We wanted to let them know like, hey, Powerpuff Girls is back. So what we produced, and we had an app, a paid app for the Powerpuff Girls. And what we did with this was like a way, it was like a web application that you could access through your mobile phone or through the site. And it was a way to spread out the word like, hey, the Powerpuff Girls are back. They have a new look. So it was like more of a marketing tool. But for us, it was like really impressive. Like when we launched this, we didn't expect the success that it was. I mean, a lot of PR over this. We did have enabled social media sharing. It was not the app. It was something outside the app. But for us, it was good either way. So in this, you had like, if you're over 13, you could publish this on Facebook. If you're younger than 13, you could save to your desktop or something, save to your computer. So again, this is stuff that kids can manage to, okay, say I'm older, but either way, it's a way that parents like feel safe. Oh no, Cartoon is looking at my kids. They are not publishing something that I don't want to see. And again, this was everywhere. Everyone started publishing the avatars. They changed on Facebook. It was everywhere. So for us, this was an initiative that helped placing the Powerpuff Girls brand in the consumer's mind. And for us, this was really important at the time. Analytics, key. Again, once you release your game, take a look at analytics. Take a look at what is happening on your game. So let's say like you have a long tutorial on the game, and suddenly you see on analytics, people are just dropping your game from the 5 seconds to start. Like you're having a lot of give ups on your game. So maybe you should look at it and change. Maybe kids doesn't want a tutorial. Maybe it can be skippable. Sometimes we realize like you place a skip button and it's not big enough. Sometimes it's small. People don't understand. So and this is not for kids only, but you should consider adults as well. Sometimes we are like, oh no, but come on, this is so clear. How come the user is not understanding it? But believe me, the users don't understand it a lot of the times. So try to change your app, and that goes with what I said before, which is like actually iteration, which is actually changing your app, learning with your app, and looking at the numbers and see what is happening. Look, if you change something and suddenly the numbers go down, maybe, okay, that's not a good move. Maybe we should reevaluate and change it again. So this is something that you need to measure your app from every single step, and just keep looking at the analytics and see what is happening and see how you can improve based on hard data and not based only on user feedback. That's something, but this is going to empower your user feedback. So if you see analytics going bad in some place, and if you see your users are complaining on the same place, okay, so you have two things to tackle at once. So this is an important thing to notice. Here is about CEO. So I think I've run out of time, right? I tend to speak a lot, right? Yes. I'll just move on. fast. So CEO, optimize your app for it. I mean, make sure that it's searchable. Make sure that you're having the right text on it. Make sure that you're addressing the right words to make it findable. I mean, in the end, everyone is on search engines. 9, marketing strategy. I mean, if you don't have a marketing strategy, think about how to make partners. If you don't have money, try to partner up with other people and just understand how you can empower your marketing. We do a lot of marketing. We are constantly looking at what other people are doing, how they are marketing their apps, and we are constantly learning from that as well, and we apply that to our apps. Here is an example that for us as a TV channel and us as a big media company, we are lucky that we have the channels and we can promote everything that we do on the TV channel. And as being number one in around the region, this really helps us to push everything that we produce. So this really helps us. Again, number 10, and this is it. I'm done. Public relations. I mean, think on public relations as something more expanded. So not only look for, I would say, the traditional one, like talking with the press, but think that public relations right now is way bigger than that. I mean, think on YouTube. YouTube right now, you have so many YouTubers that are creating just app reviews. So they are sometimes as big or even bigger than a traditional media press. So you should go to these guys and talk with them and try to start a relationship with them somehow. Give them your app so they can test it, if they like it or not, or something like that. So this is something that might be really good for your app. And that's it. I'm sorry I ran out of time. Guys, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.